Welcome to Story Time with Rene. Today we are reading The Tooth Fairy Meets El Raton Perez. I hope you guys like it and see you next time. The Tooth Fairy Meets El Raton Perez by Rene, Colato, Lainez, illustrated by Tom Lintern. Miguelito wiggled and jiggled his loose tooth until one night it fell out. "Yay! Mi diente! My tooth!" he said, and put it under his pillow. Soon Miguelito fell asleep. Far away in her castle, the Tooth Fairy read fan letters, counted coins, and searched for addresses. When she saw a star begin to twinkle in the sky, she rushed for her magic wand. "Fantastic! The signal," she said. "A new tooth!" Meanwhile, in his cave, El Raton Perez rolled out his maps, practiced his lasso, and worked on his rocket ship. He looked at the moon and licked his whiskers. Then he saw the moonbeam. "Finally, the signal," he said. "A new diente." Tap, 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 clap. "Here's my tooth." Grip, 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 lip. "Aquí está mi diente." Eek! A mouse! "Wow! Una señorita bonita." "Who are you?" the Tooth Fairy asked. "I am El Raton Perez," he said, bowing. "I collect lost teeth from niños around the world." The Tooth Fairy smiled, shaking her wand. I am the Tooth Fairy, and here in the United States, I collect children's teeth. She tugged at the tooth. No, said El Raton Perez, tugging back. "This is Miguelito's house, and I collected his papa's and mama's and his abuelito's teeth. Miguelito's tooth is mine." The Tooth Fairy grabbed the tooth from one side. El Raton Perez grabbed it from the other. They pulled and pushed and pushed and pulled. "It's mine! Es mío! It's mine! Es mío!" "Stop shoving your whiskers in my face!" "Don't poke my nose with that funny stick!" Whoosh! The tooth flew through the air. "Oh no! The tooth! Ay, caramba! El diente!" The Tooth Fairy flew to the closet. "Where's my tooth?" She hopped from hanger to hanger, lighting the way with her magic wand. El Raton rushed to the floor below the dresser. He searched, sniffing from shoe to shoe. "¿Dónde está mi diente?" Suddenly, they saw something sparkling high on the bookshelf. El Raton Perez jumped and pointed. "Mi diente is up there. I will get it." He launched his lasso at the shelf, but the rope was too short. He tried again and again, but it was no use. "Ay, caramba! I cannot reach mi diente," El Raton Perez said. "The tooth will be mine," cheered the Tooth Fairy. She flew to the shelf and tried to push the books aside, but the books were too heavy. "The space is too narrow for me. I will never reach my tooth," she said, flying back down to sit next to El Raton Perez. "It is a beautiful tooth," the Tooth Fairy said with tears rolling down her face. "Es un bello diente," El Raton Perez agreed with tears in his whiskers. I can squeeze into small places, but I cannot crawl up that high. Wait a minute, Tooth Fairy said. Let's rescue our tooth together. I'll carry you up. See, he said. Then I'll crawl between the books. El Raton Perez carefully perched into the fairy's shoulder. Hold on, she cried. They flew up to the shelf together. I see our diente, said El Raton Perez. He helped the Tooth Fairy push aside the books, then squeezed in and triumphantly pulled out the tooth. Hooray, said the Tooth Fairy. Sí, viva, viva, cheered El Raton Perez. Let's share el diente, said El Raton Perez. I'm using mis dientes to build a rocket ship so I can visit the moon made of cheese. You can come with me. And after a trip, I can use the teeth from the rocket ship to build a sparkling castle, said the Tooth Fairy. Yes, they shouted, dancing around the tooth. The following morning, Miguelito found 2 shiny coins under his pillow with a note that said, From your amigos forever, Tooth Fairy and El Raton Perez. The end.